welcome to this new unboxing and quick analysis of a new LCD FPV monitor. This is the new Eachine version, the LCD5802D. So now versus the S version, the former edition, it's including a 4G channel, so including the raised band, as well a DVR to record your favorite FPV flights. So let's open the box and what you will find inside the bundle. So here is first of all, the FPV monitors. So already attached the two provided linear antenna. It comes as this predecessor in eSIM connector, okay, and you still have the sunshade, etc. I will explain more in detail about this FPV monitor. You will find the battery charger unit, okay, 12 volts if I'm not wrong, at up to 2 amperes. You will find an external power cord ending with a GST connector to charge your built-in battery with another LiPo. Could be interesting if you are in a wild and far away field of to practice your FPV. You have a nave out to have in 2.5 millimeter jack connector, an instruction manual, a transportation bag, pretty nice, okay, protecting well, like the S edition, and a piece of tissue to clean your FPV screen. So let's discover this FPV monitor. So from an external point of view, a lot of similarities with the predecessor. The built-in speaker on the rear side, on the right side nothing. The two antennas on the top. On the bottom side, you will find the screws to attach to mount on the tripod, another system to attach, okay, more on the other system. And the main novelty will be on the left side, where you can find a microSD card slot. Be aware, no microSD card are provided in the bundle, you have to give yours, okay. But on the left, you will find nave out, nave in here, and the power connector to recharge your internal 2S2000 LiPo. So when you open your FPV monitors, first of all, when you boot up by long press the power button, you will have this logo message from Eachine, and then you comes by default in the last system you select. So by default it is diversity system, but if you briefly press on the menu, you can cycle between diversity, the RF1A, which is the left one, if I'm not wrong, RFB, the right one. The fourth is the AV in, okay, if you want to display any external source, and if you press again, you should return to the diversity. Okay, so it's pretty easy, and with associate, you can have a small LEDs selecting in which antenna. Okay, the left here is actually used. Okay, so actually the A, so the left probably, or if I'm not wrong. So when you have a different type of antenna, depending where is the target, it should mixed. Okay, go from A to B thanks to the diversity system. This LED is turning to red when you're currently charging the battery. Okay, let's discover a little bit the button. So if you want to select one of the 4 bands, you have to press the band plus, and by default you're displaying in red your current band, actually C. Then if you press again, I will cycle between band D, now the band R for race, and A, B, and I should return to the band C, which is actually the default Boscam band. If I want to cycle between the 8 frequencies inside the currently selected band, you have to press the CH plus button, okay, and you will select one of the 8 available frequencies. Here you have the auto charge button, okay. If you press on it, you should auto charge and scan all the available frequency to find if there is any potential FPV source around. And finally, the main novelty is here. You have a rake picked button, so if you briefly press on it, you will take a photos, and you have a small logo, a square green logo appearing on top right here. Okay, press again. it means that you are currently shooting photos. But now if you long press on this button, you will see a red point, meaning that you are currently recording. Long press again to stop recording. Okay, so it's pretty obvious. So if you want to modify some settings, you have to long press the magic button. And thanks to this, if you briefly press on the menu button, you will cycle between the different sub-menus. Okay, so you will see there is a new one, DVR, but you can set the brightness, the contrast, the color, the sharpness. The rotation is pretty important. If, for example, you install in rotated your FPV camera, okay, and you can apply the inverse rotations to correctly display your image. You can also set your volume because you have a speaker. Okay, so to increase the value, you have to press band plus. It's strange, and to decrease CH plus. So it's inverted, but it's like this. Okay, you can tune the power and the language. So the main first menu is the DVR, where you can, for example, replay a recorded file, etc. Okay, so according to the DVR, the built-in, I will say the main important point. This one is recording a DVR file, unfortunately in NTSC format. It means that the horizontal resolution is bounded to 480. It means that if you have a PAL camera, this DVR will crop the lower part of your video. Okay, so if you have some important information displayed by your OSD, you will lost. This information won't be recorded with this DVR. It's a real drawback. I think the flash on this the DVR, built-in DVR and NTSC firmware. Maybe, I won't say probably, but it should be possible to flash a PAL compatible thanks to the micro SD card. Like many DVR, you should be, and I will ask to Eachine to provide a PAL firmware for our PAL user, because most of FPV flyers are usually flying in PAL. Only US are mostly flying in NTSC. So for me, it's a really limiting point. So if you have PAL configuration FPV, I don't advise to take this FPV monitor out of the box if the PAL firmware is not available. Okay, so it's the first drawback. And second point, I will make some demonstration. The frame rate of the video recorded, it's only 25 frames per second, and you will see that is not perfectly fluid, and you see that compared to other DVR competitor, it's clearly an handicap. It's clearly a drawback. It's the fluidity, the frame rate is not so important versus some other DVR competitor. So now I will power FPV source. So for example, this Racer, the last Eachine Blade 185. So this one got OSD information, and by default have a PAL configuration. Okay, so I will turn on the video. Okay, turn on the radio to not beep. Okay, because it's beeping. Okay, and after a fraction of a second, you should see. Okay, because I didn't select the correct frequency, it should be in. Okay, you should see the information. So as you can see, the FPV monitor is pretty beautiful. The display is the screen is pretty matte, and really I like how the rendition. Concerning the RF sensitivity, you will see I will provide at the end of this video a comparison test with the Aomoi HD 518 here. Okay, so you will be able to see. So I will pour on also this one to see this difference in terms of quality. So be aware, this one got a higher resolution screen. Okay, and well, you can see face to face that the angle of view, in my point of view, is better for the little bit better for the Aomoi. Okay, so and this one don't suffer of the PAL bug. In fact, it's exactly the inverse situation. if you have NTSC flyer, these FPV monitors will record in pale format, and it means that lower part will be corrupted if you have an NTSC camera. Okay, in terms of angle of view, it's more or less the same. The quality, since this one got a higher resolution, is a little bit better, but very slight. But this one is more smooth. The details are more smooth by probably a better LC filter stage. Okay, but look, I cannot receive any GPS information. But if I press on recording, okay, long press on this button, you have this point display. Okay, so here in real time you can see clearly the battery voltage, for example 12.1 volt, low stats, disarm, time lapse. Okay, and I will stop recording. Okay, now it's recording. I will go to the DVR menu, long press on menu. Okay, I will press here, oh sorry, I have to press the band plus to enter in DVR menu. So by default here you have the last things you're recording, and in fact I recorded the file and by accident also take a photos. So if you want to cycle between the source, you have to press the church, okay, to go up. So this is the first things I recorded, the second, the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and here my video. Okay, so to play you have to press the rec pick button and it should play. Okay, and look that you don't have anymore, you can't read anymore the battery voltage, the low stat, etc. Different stuff. So it's a real drawback if, for example, you have some GPS information. Okay, so how to navigate in the DVR? So as said, press the search button to cycle between the file, recorded file or photos. Okay, 9 after 9 I return to 1 because I've got only 9 video files or photos. Okay, etc. When you're playing, I will replace the 8. If I was not wrong, it was this one. If I'm not wrong, I didn't find a way to accelerate. Yes, you cannot, or play a rewind. It's a drawback in my point of view. Okay, you just can restart from 0. No rewind option, for example. You can delete a file. Let's say I will delete the file 7. Okay, like this. You have to press the CH plus button. Okay, and you, by default you say do you want to delete. Is done to no, but I will press church to put on yes option and press CH plus again to delete. Okay, so now it's deleted. Okay, so this DVR menu is not bad, but no rewind or the possibility to replay at different speed. Okay, it's a little bit limited. So to make short, the DVR part of this LCD monitors is pretty not weak, but pretty simple. But I would say the main drawback is the non-compatibility with the PAL system, and for example, the non-possibility to play forward and twice or 4 times the speed in forward or in a rewind. Okay, so I will exit from the menu. So I have to press the band plus to return in real time. Okay, so the FPV part, monitor part, is pretty good. Okay, I will turn off my quadcopter now. The FPV part is pretty good, like the S version, but in fact the introduction of the built-in DVR is a little bit disappointing in my point of view. It's far to be the best DVR bundle I found. The Aumware is, for example, much more superior. Okay. But this one is more set for PAL camera, and also, if I'm not wrong, is not supporting the raised band. Actually, maybe there's an upgrade version, but actually it's not. So if you want absolutely an FPV, cheap FPV monitor that's supporting the raised band and flying mostly in NTSC format, this machine is for you. Okay, no problem at all. If it's not the union of these two conditions, maybe I will select more of the Aomoi version. Okay, so I will conclude this unboxing, a quick analysis. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please thumb it, and if you like my channel, please subscribe. After this unboxing and quick analysis, you will find two different tests, RF sensitivity and also a direct comparison of for example, the DVR, recorded DVR files, and you will see, for example, the cropped problem for a pale camera. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye. See you next time. Small comparison between the new Eachine LCD5802D, including a DVR with the Aomoi HD 518. So I will record both and also display there in live the sensitivity. I will assume that both can collect the same amount of RF signal, and it will be this quadcopter source. It's including a GPS, so it's broadcasting in pale format, so it's collecting a lot of information around the display. You can see how the Eachine is cropping the pale format. Okay, so I will turn on the quadcopter outside and we'll start recording. Okay, so I will start recording. Don't press here. Okay, it's recording. I hope you will be able to see both. Let's have a tour.